For sure. And I know you're studying law at the moment, and you've graduated from your arts degree. How was going to high school and going to school before we get to high school? How was schooling in Australia?
Yeah, I loved school. So ever since I was in childcare, in kindergarten, I loved reading. And my parents really supported like my love for reading, because my dad used to take us to the library every Saturday or every Sunday, and we used to borrow books and come back, and we used to always go to Hungry Jack's. That was kind of like the ritual. And so I grew up with the real fondness for learning, and a real sense that I could do anything. And my teachers from kindergarten up until primary school, they really nurtured that. They really inspired and encouraged me to love learning, and so did my siblings and other friends in the community as well. So I had a really positive experience in primary school. When we came to Victoria in 2011, because my dad at the time had finished his degree and he was seeking better employment opportunities, I was launched into high school and like later primary school and then high school, and I had the same positive experience. I think the school that I went to was really inspirational. I had teachers that kind of really held my hand and really supported me to love school and to excel. And so school was never something that was a challenge for me. I think the biggest thing is navigating where you're heading afterwards, especially if you're somebody who has a lot of, you have a lot of love for subjects. It's hard to kind of think, where can I go? And although my parents were quite educated, I didn't have people in my family, my immediate family in Australia, who had studied law or who had, that experience to be able to tell me exactly what the career would look like. And so I opted to follow the route of a Bachelor of Arts degree, because I felt like when I graduated from high school, I still had a lot of passions that I wanted to explore. I didn't want to go straight into the law. So I went...
But did you know you always wanted to do law at one point?
Yeah, I did.
Where did that come from?
So it's kind of like a typical story when you are used to arguing a lot when you're young. Like I had a sense of like, I always wanted to be right. And people used to always say, this girl's going to be a lawyer one day. And it was only until later that I realized like, that's kind of not that's not the core of being a lawyer, but people had pushed that.
What is the core of being a lawyer now? So I'm just interrupting, because I'm very curious now. What's the core, in your 2 years of studying that, what's the core of being a lawyer?
I think understanding systems.
Perfect. And
helping people. I think that's what it is about. Being a lawyer, the law is a vast network. It's hard to, sometimes you can get lost in it. And I think it's about problem solving, identifying a problem and helping somebody navigate that system, that complexity, and to reach like a good outcome at the end of that. That's what it takes to be a lawyer. But I think at the time when I was encouraged, people saw my love for reading, people saw my love for writing and for standing up on behalf of other people. And so I guess that's why I was pushed into, like not pushed, but encouraged to pursue law. And growing up, I had a real sense of right and wrong, a real sense of justice. And I thought I'd really want to end up in the law where I can make a career out of this. So that's where it kind of came from.
I love that. For people who are wanting to do law or arts degree, what advice do you have for the young people?
I think about what you're passionate about. Pursue your interests. Read and find out more about, the professions that you want to enter. I think law is an area where you can do anything with it. You could have any background and you can go anywhere with it. And I guess you get this stigma that it's something that's it's an enormous thing to do, which is, it's hard, it's very intensive. But I guess if you know your reason for pursuing it and you have a legitimate interest that you want to explore, I'd say, go for it. Talk to people who have been through the law, talk to mentors, or do your research about, what kind of subjects you're going to be studying, what the field of law actually looks like, and then, go for it.
Well, there you go, guys. If you liked that episode, you can watch the full episode somewhere around here. I'm not sure where yet. But if you liked it, make sure you like it, subscribe, and join us in the next episode. Peace. We are out.